Alrighty, so what I wanted to get into is yet another Battle Avionic that received some changes when it came to the Corpus Railjack update, moving on into, of course, the Call of Tempestari. So here we are in free space with the Shield of Ire and Mag Prime. So the Battle Avionic in question today is going to be one where you shoot a rocket out, and then when you activate it again, you get Shatter Burst. So Shatter Burst is purely a DPS ability where you see these little bursts that are coming out from Shatter Burst. It's actually damage that will be done to any nearby enemies. You can of course target it to be a little bit closer to your Railjack if you have some nearby fighters that are trying to kill you, but otherwise the idea is it basically gives you a giant AoE area where you have nearby fighters that are going to get blown up. So that is essentially the idea behind Shatter Burst, so that remains absolutely perfectly the same. So let's have a look at Shatter Burst in terms of the actual avionic from the dry dock, and this is the card itself. Shatter Burst, of course, delivers a barrage of explosions across a large area. Now, the base radius is 200 meters, the base duration is 5 seconds, the base damage remains at 6,000 blast damage, and it has an explosion range of 120 meters, i.e. each explosion within the 200 meter radius is 120 meters itself, and it also has an explosion frequency of 10. What I believe that to be is 10 explosions per second, or potentially 10 explosions throughout the entire lifespan of the Shatter Burst, but since the Shatter Burst does seem to last for quite some time, I get the feeling it's actually not 10 over the lifespan. I think it's actually 10 per second. So that's essentially Shatter Burst right there. It is still a really powerful Battle Avionic, and it remains even more powerful today because it seems to affect cruise ships, i.e. cruise ship shield generators appears to be the way that you can actually use Shatter Burst to be very effective, especially in Grenier and Corpus space, well, in particularly Corpus space, because with Corpus space, especially in Veil space, you will find that the cruise ships who have a shield generator also have a front shield generating shield battery type thing, which actually blocks ordinances such as the Tycho Seeker, which has always been the go-to option to take out those shield generators. Against those cruise ships in Corpus space, you might find that without proper positioning, the Tycho Seeker is actually not going to be that effective at taking out those shield generators. So what can you use? You can actually use Shatter Burst, because at that point, Shatter Burst just simply doesn't care about the front shield generator itself, because it is an all-encompassing thing. As long as you have the Shatter Burst activate in a way where it completely envelops the cruise ship, then you pretty much knock out those shield generators really quickly. But of course you do need to contend with the fact that that shield generator, i.e. the frontal shield one, that's going to swing around every time the cruise ship takes damage, so you're going to need to figure out a way of positioning yourself if you want to use the forward artillery cannon as well. But definitely in Grenier space, it's probably not as necessary as, say, the good old-fashioned Tycho Seeker, because we don't have frontal shields for the Grenier cruise ships. But Shatter Burst is still really good at taking out multiple cruise ships with their cruise ship shield generators, if that were to be a case that you come across. So if you find that is very necessary, then of course you have Shatter Burst to deal with that. Alternatively, of course, good old-fashioned Void Hole and Shatter Burst is still an extremely powerful combo that I highly recommend for anyone who is just curious at taking out a lot more enemies than usual. So that is obviously something that you can do. It's always been a really powerful combo, so no surprises there. But that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Are you someone who uses Shatter Burst? There's been a huge spike in Shatter Burst usage as of the dev stream, where he actually showed some data on what kind of Battle Avionics actually being used the most. It seems like Shatter Burst and Seeker Volley are being used a lot, but I definitely would not really recommend pairing both of them together, because they kind of step on each other's toes, especially because energy is super duper abundant these days. You don't really need to use both Shatter Burst and Seeker Volley. You can obviously replace Shatter Burst with something else, or you can replace Seeker Volley with something else like Void Hole. So that would probably be my recommendation. But if you're using Shatter Burst, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, hope you guys enjoyed. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more Railjack action, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.